so now the next thing that we'll be talking about is female external genitalia. All right, so let's understand the female external genitalia. So here what all we'll be talking about, we'll be talking about mons pubis, we'll be talking about labia majora, we'll be talking about labia minora, hymen and clitoris. All right, so see here, there is this diagram. So this is what we'll be talking about: labia majora, labia minora, we'll be talking about mons pubis, we'll be understanding clitoris, we'll be understanding hymen. All right, so these things we'll be talking about. Let's start with the female external genitalia. Now, mons pubis. What is mons pubis? It is a cushion of fatty tissues which is covered by skin and pubic hair. See here in the diagram. This is mons pubis. So what is this mons pubis? It is nothing but a cushion of fatty tissues, and it is covered by skin, of course, we can clearly see, and here we will also find pubic hair. All right, so this is the first part, that is the mons pubis. Now the next part is the labia minora. So these folds here, labia majora, okay, this is the outer one, and then we have the labia minora, which is the inner fold. So labia minora, they are paired folds of the tissues under the labia majora. So these are nothing but the folds of the tissues. The outer one is the labia majora, the inner one is the labia minora. Now, the opening of the vagina is often covered partially by a membrane which is called as hymen. Let's come to this diagram here. This is the opening of the vagina, and the opening of the vagina is covered by a membrane which is called as hymen. What is it called as? It is called as hymen. All right. Moving on to the next part. Now, next, clitoris. Chalo, let's locate clitoris. This is the clitoris. Where is it located? It is a tiny finger-like structure which lies at the upper junction of the two labia minora and above the urethral opening. So see here, this is the urethral opening. This point is what? This is the junction of labia minora, right? यहाँ पे देखो labia minora folds जो हैं यहाँ पे आके meet कर रहे हैं. So at their junction, you know, what are we finding? We are finding this finger-like projection which is called as clitoris. And where is it located? Above the urethral opening. All right. This is about clitoris. Now, next, let's talk about the female accessory gland. That was all the female external genitalia. अब accessory glands के बारे में बात करते हैं तो देखो, Bartholin gland or the greater vestibular gland, Skene's or the lesser vestibular gland, and then we have the mammary gland. इन 3 glands के बारे में हम लोग बात करने वाले हैं. Okay, तो चलिए, Bartholin or the greater vestibular gland. See, this is the location of the Bartholin gland here. All right, this is the Bartholin gland. यहाँ पे देखो, these are what? These are paired gland. We saw it in the diagram. They are located slightly posterior and to the left and the right. All right, and where are they located? Sides of vaginal orifice. हम लोगों ने डायग्राम में, पिछले डायग्राम में देखा था वजाइना का ओपनिंग कहाँ पे हो रहा था, राइट? वजाइनल ऑरिफिस, उनके साइड्स में क्या प्रेजेंट है? वी आर गोइंग टू फाइंड दिस बार्थोलिन और द ग्रेटर वेस्टिबुलर ग्लैंड. ऑल राइट, नाउ they secrete mucus to lubricate the vagina. This is what the function of the Bartholin gland is. Now, the most important line about the Bartholin glands जिस पे question पूछा जाता है, they are homologous to the bulbourethral glands of the male reproductive system. ये पता होना चाहिए, ठीक है? जो Bartholin gland है, the Bartholin glands are homologous. They are homologous to the bulbourethral gland. Okay, a very important point जो पता होना चाहिए. Next, the Skene's gland or the lesser vestibular gland. Alright, so they are located on the anterior wall of the vagina around the lower end of urethra. कहाँ पे located है? Lower end of urethra पे located है. And what are they doing? They are secreting a lubricated fluid when they are stimulated. ठीक है, तो lubricating fluid secrete करेंगे जब stimulate होते हैं. And they are homologous to the prostate gland of the मेल. तो याद रखना है स्कीन्स ग्लैंड किसके होमोलोगस हैं? प्रोस्टेट के. ओके, दे आर होमोलोगस टू द प्रोस्टेट ग्लैंड ऑफ द मेल. ऑल राइट. Okay, so this is an important part. Now we'll be talking about the next accessory gland, that is the mammary gland. All right, mammary gland is very important. इस part से भी question आते हैं. ठीक है, चलो mammary gland के बारे में discussion start करते हैं. The mammary glands, they are paired structure. Right, they are paired structure commonly called as breast. They contain glandular tissue and variable amount of फैट. ठीक है, तो क्या क्या मिल रहा है हमें यहाँ पे? ग्लैंड्यूलर टिश्यू मेनली, ओके, एंड सेकेंड थिंग दैट वी आर फाइंडिंग इज वेरिएबल अमाउंट ऑफ फैट. ऑलराइट, नाउ सी the function a functional mammary gland is characteristic of female mammals. All right, now the glandular tissue of each breast is divided into 15 to 20 mammary lobes. हम लोगों ने जब स्टार्ट किया था मैमरी ग्लैंड, हम लोगों ने देखा कि ये किससे बना हुआ है. इट इज मेड अप ऑफ ग्लैंड्यूलर टिश्यू एंड वेरिएबल अमाउंट ऑफ फैट. अब हम आते हैं ग्लैंड्यूलर टिश्यू पे. ठीक है, तो ग्लैंड्यूलर टिश्यू जो है वो किस में डिवाइडेड है? इट इज डिवाइडेड इनटू 15 to 20 मैमरी लोब्स. ऑलराइट, और यहाँ पे हमें क्या मिलेगा? क्लस्टर ऑफ सेल्स मिलेगा, जिसको हम क्या बोल रहे हैं? एल्वियोलाई बोल रहे हैं. व्हाट आर वी कॉलिंग इट? वी आर कॉलिंग इट एज alveoli. The cells of the alveoli, they secrete milk which is stored in the cavities or the lumens of the alveoli. Now see, the alveoli opens into what? It is opening into mammary tubule. The tubules of each lobe are going to join to form a mammary डक्ट. ठीक है, एल्वियोलाई से कहानी स्टार्ट हुई. एल्वियोलाई के अंदर जो है वो मिल्क का सिक्रीशन हो रहा है. इट इज गेटिंग स्टोर्ड इन द कैविटीज ऑफ द एल्वियोलाई. ऑलराइट, एल्वियोलाइज दे आर ओपनिंग इनटू मैमरी ट्यूब्यूल्स एंड द ट्यूब्यूल्स आर जॉइनिंग टू फॉर्म द मैमरी डक्ट. Alright, several mammary ducts, they join to form a wider mammary ampulla which is connected to the lactiferous ducts through which the milk is sucked out. So in the nipple finally what is opening? Lactiferous ducts are opening. ठीक है, finally क्या open होगा? Lactiferous ducts open होंगी. Alright, so this was all about the female accessory glands and the female external genitalia. Now we'll take up a few questions on this. Alright, चलिए पहला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. लेट्स हैव अ लुक एट द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन. Vagina of the female reproductive system is what? Primary sex organ, essential sex organ, secondary sex organ, or both 1 and 2. So we know that vagina is what? It is a secondary sex organ. Primary sex organ is ovary. Okay, तो उसकी वजह से हम लोग ये मार्क नहीं कर सकते हैं. Essential sex organ नहीं आएगा, both 1 and 2 नहीं होगा. So the answer is going to be secondary sex organ. All right. Next question. Let's have a look at the next question. What is the next question saying? The Bartholin glands are. Bartholin glands अभी हम लोगों ने देखा था. The Bartholin gland, right? They are essential to menses. A pair of egg-shaped glands, a pair of pea-sized gland located in the uterus. तो अब यहाँ पे देखो, this is not relevant. This located in the uterus, again it is not relevant. Uterus में located नहीं होते हैं. ओके, पेयर ऑफ एग शेप्ड ग्लैंड्स एंड अ पेयर ऑफ पी साइज ग्लैंड्स, तो दोनों में से ये ज्यादा रेलेवेंट है, राइट? सो पेयर ऑफ पी साइज ग्लैंड्स बहुत छोटे ग्लैंड्स होते हैं. नेक्स्ट, ऑलराइट, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. What is the next question? Bartholin glands occur in females and help in vestibular lubrication, females and produce estrogen for regulating secondary sexual characteristics, males and form the liquid part of the spermatic fluid, males and produce alkaline fluid for neutralizing urethral acidity. तो देखो बार्थोलिन ग्लैंड्स अभी अभी हम लोगों ने फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम में डिस्कस किया है, मेल्स वाले ऑप्शन डायरेक्टली हटा देंगे. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे देखो ए और बी में क्या पूछ रहा है, बी ऑप्शन बोल रहा है प्रोड्यूस ईस्ट्रोजन, ये वाला ऑप्शन नहीं होगा. आंसर क्या हो जाएगा, ए हो जाएगा. इट इज प्रेजेंट इन फीमेल्स एंड इट हेल्प्स इन वेस्टिबुलर ल्यूब्रिकेशन. ठीक है, स्टिमुलेट करते हैं इन ग्लैंड्स को, तो ये ल्यूब्रिकेटिंग फ्लूइड सिक्रीट करते हैं. All right, so the answer is going to become A. Now let's talk about the next question. In female mammals, Bartholin glands open in two. चलो देख लेते हैं. Fallopian tube and release a secretion which makes the sperm motile. Bartholin gland vestibule में present है, fallopian tube में नहीं है. Uterus and release a lubricating fluid during the birth of the young ones. Again, यूट्रस में लोकेटेड नहीं होते हैं. यूरिनरी ब्लैडर एंड असिस्ट इन रिलीज ऑफ यूरिन, अगेन नो. लास्ट ऑप्शन देखते हैं, वेस्टिब्यूल. मिल गया हमें आंसर, वेस्टिब्यूल एंड रिलीज अ ल्यूब्रिकेटिंग फ्लूइड इन द वजाइना. एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट आंसर. ठीक है, तो क्या आंसर हो जाएगा यहाँ पे, दे आर लोकेटेड वेयर, दे आर लोकेटेड इन द वेस्टिब्यूल एंड दे आर रिलीजिंग अ ल्यूब्रिकेटिंग फ्लूइड इन द वजाइना. All right, let's talk about the next question. What kind of tissue is the mammary gland mainly made up of? Mainly mammary gland is made up of glandular tissue. है ना, हम लोगों ने देखा था that in mammary gland there are two things. There is glandular tissue and second there is fat. There is variable amount of fat which is present. ठीक है, तो mainly किससे बना हुआ है, glandular tissue से. तो answer is going to become glandular tissue. All right. Next, what does alveoli open into? ठीक है, तो alveoli हम लोगों ने देखा था cluster of cells where milk secretion is happening and it is getting collected into the cavities of the alveoli. Right? तो alveoli किस में open होते हैं, mammary tubules में open होते हैं. What do they open into? Mammary tubules. फिर ये mammary tubules जो है वो open होते हैं mammary ducts में. Okay, so let's find. Directly alveoli पूछा है, आंसर क्या हो जाएगा, mammary tubule. All right, B और C में है confusion, तो ये याद रखना है. Again, the question is directly from NCERT, तो पता होना चाहिए what is the sequence. All right, answer is going to be mammary tubules. Okay, next question. Nipple has 15 to 25 openings called as lactiferous duct. जब हमने mammary glands discuss किया था, that time I told you that lactiferous ducts जो है वो कहाँ पे open होंगे, वो nipple में open होंगे, through which the milk is sucked out. All right, so the answer is lactiferous ducts. Simple.